back with a little bit of delay. We get right back into round two, the top 16 cut. And with me, I have Thorsten K. again. Who still is German national champion.
But of whom we already know that he won't be at the end of the day.
Yeah, so you lost your game, right?
Yeah, I lost my first cut game.
Pretty unfortunate. So how did it go for you?
It was a bit of bad luck with chain of blinded pilot into next round, a direct hit. Basically, it was 2 hit point Nim left versus my 6 hit point dash. And usually I would be pretty confident to win that matchup. But, crits can change games, and that was no
they
exception.
surely did, yeah. Okay. So now we are in the next round, and we have Sebastian Vescher, who's playing Kanan's Pride, so Kanan Jarrus with fire control system, twin laser turret, ray, recon specialist, tactical jammer, and the title, big Starklighter, TLT, extra minute. Oh no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Wait a second. That is wrong. Excuse me. This looks about right with R2D2 and integrated astromech and docked in the Phantom Zabarelius with Neonump and the title. And Sascha Römges is playing a list that I know very well. I've played it a couple of times, different tournaments. We call it the so-called SWAT list. Scum with Atani. We got Dengar with Atani, Hotshot Co-Pilot, R4 Agromech, and the title. Fenra with Atani, Auto Thrusters, and title, and Inadra basically just focus support for the other 2 ships with Atani and the light SIG title.
Exactly. So the interesting thing about this list is really that you have 2 fighting ships which you can position relatively freely across the board and which can basically take on the opponent's list single-handedly. And you have a very cheap, just focus spender.
Yeah.
And that flies around the back and usually tries to stay out of the fight and just supports its teammates. And that works surprisingly well. And
it does, yeah.
That list has only recently become a little bit stronger with the release of Inaldra, because that shaves off another few precious points of that little support ship over there.
Yeah. And you definitely have to keep Inaldra out of the game. Especially with the light SIG title, she survives not long if she gets under pressure and gets shot at. The light SIG title basically means if you get damage, it's an open damage card, so basically all you can take is crits, right?
Exactly. So that was an interesting choice right there, turning Inaldra right into the middle of the board. On the other hand, that was really smart because the Ghost had not committed to a direction yet. Now it's committed to the upper board edge. And so next turn we fully expect to see Inaldra turn down again and try to stay out of the fight as much as possible.
Could be that Dengar is going to get, maybe with the hard one right, to maybe, I don't know. So the thing is with the Ghost, you want to get in her weak spot in range 1 out of arc, so basically at the side of the chip, which is quite hard. But with PS9 and the ability to barrel roll and reposition could get done. I've played with the exact same things. So Dengar, Fenrir, and Aldra in that matchup against Kanan Biggs, and worked out pretty well for me. But you'll never know. It's still, Kanan's Pride is such a hard and tough list, and not really fun to fly against, in my opinion.
No, it's not. I played against it yesterday twice, and there was more than just a little bit of luck involved to beat Kanan's Pride. The interesting strategic decision that you have to make when you encounter it is, do you actually try to kill Biggs first? Of course, the Kanan's Pride player will try to make you want to do that. or do you have the maneuverability and the range control to actually take on the ghost without touching bigs?
Yeah.
The only thing that is really detrimental to the strategy taking on the ghost first is if the Kane and Biggs player actually manages then, after you have shut down 50% of the ghost, and then put Biggs in front and then basically render all your previous efforts useless for a while. So it will be interesting to see how this one turns out. At the moment it looks like that Sasha will try to engage the ghost first and leave Biggs alone for the time being.
The good thing is with Hotshot Cop on Dengar is that Kanan, who always has 2 focus lying around, only has 1 to modify the incoming shot to reduce 1 attack dice, and then have 1 for TLT left, and now he just has 1 because he has to spend the focus if Dengar shoots at him, which is I think can play an important role here in this game.
Hotshot Co-Pilot definitely will be a key piece of the scum list in this particular matchup. Here we'll see there's no range for shooting at Biggs, so it looks like we'll see the first shots coming into the ghost.
Yeah, which is quite good for Sasha. Looks like 2 hits. Maybe he's thinking about spending a focus anyway to get the target lock from the R4 aggro mech.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like he decides not to do that, so tries to be pretty careful here and wants to keep the chance to avoid more than 1 TLT shot.
Yeah, he's just explaining Sebastian the R4 aggro mech how it works. So, looks like a blank. So, this was nothing? Looked like a blank to me.
Oh yeah, sure. So I'm pretty sure we have lost 2 shields on Kane and Jarvis.
Because he still has all 5 shields lying on his card here.
Should be 6 initially. And so there he takes away 2 and 4 remain, so...
Oh, it's 6. Oh, yeah, right. Good.
That's a bit difficult to see, but Fenral's shot didn't seem to do so much. Oh yeah, I think that was 1 eyeball, and then he opted not to spend the focus, which is probably a smart choice.
Yeah, I don't know if... you don't want to get 2 TLT shots from Kanan on a focusless Fenral.
So now the decision for Sebastian is quite hard. You can try to attack Fenral with a TLT, but
with auto thrusters, and maybe it's obstructed as well. I cannot see that. But the other thing is, if you want to shoot at Dengar, he can shoot back. He definitely has the ghost in arc.
So let's see.
So we get
he
3 symbols.
Didn't do the primary.
So it looks like maybe 2 hits and a focus.
Yeah, looks like that. So he probably thinks about spending a second focus to make that shot count.
Yeah. So this definitely
so
is...
then it is Fenral, because
Fenral.
otherwise he would have to spend the focus.
Yeah.
Fenral evades it all.
Okay, second TLT.
Looks even worse.
Yeah, looks like 1 blank, 1 hit, and 1 focus.
And there I wouldn't spend the focus either. Because the good thing is...
He spent the focus for 2 hits.
Alright.
So that's enough. So no damage done.
It would have seemed a more useful tactic at that point to try to keep the focus and to have it for Ray later, because then you can have 3 focus tokens, especially with Hotshot Co-Pilot being in the game. I'd be happy to have 3.
Definitely. because the TLT shot now is not quite promising on Fenrau, and just better save it for later when you really need it.
So it doesn't spend the target lock here, spends the target lock here, and still no 3 hits.
Auto thrusters and yeah. No focus left for modifying the dice, and the only thing that loses a little bit of its health is Kane and Jarrus here.
So now what's going to be interesting is what the Rebel player does. There's basically could either skirt the upper edge of the playing field and try to use his TLT to full effect. The problem with that is that if you're not fast enough, then Fenrau can get into that sweet spot at range 1 in your side arc.
Yeah.
One way to avoid that is actually to turn in and try to take the opponent's list head on. That would have the added benefit that you would have a very good chance of keeping Biggs in range of the opponent, so the opponent has to split his fire. But we'll see.
So you guys experiencing any problems with the stream? Relaying the upload looks fine from my perspective. I'm gonna check on the technical equipment in a sec. Okay, stream works fine. Okay, good. Was wondering, didn't expect it to be laggy somehow, but good to know that it works. So I don't know, Tetomaniac, what the problem is. Hope you can still enjoy our stream. So, what do you think? What are the next moves for, especially Fenrau? Would interest me. Maybe like 5 forward, trying to boost in, maybe to get to Biggs because he has to shoot him sometime.
The important thing for Fenrau is not to end up in range 2 of the Ghost. That is basically his primary concern. Anything that will allow him to do that is probably a good maneuver. So you can either rush in or try to stay at range 3. With the Ghost player having the option of hard turning in, probably a rush is the correct choice. And there comes the turn in, exactly as predicted.
Yeah. Best choice for him here.
The really difficult thing about the turn in is that Denger would actually be able to do his sloop and keep the Ghost in arc, while at the same time not having to fear the TLT.
Sloop could be, I don't know, if it's kind of risky because of the asteroid in front of him. He bumps into the Ghost, yeah. Good thing for Denger here is that he doesn't get shot at and still can shoot at Biggs.
I mean, Fenrau can tank pretty much every primary at range 1, so but the 4 dice primary is...
At this point, I would just go, would do boost, 1 boost forward.
That's not possible because there is an obstacle in
the
way.
It's right. I didn't see. Oh yeah, you're
probably
right.
Difficult to judge from here if a barrel roll to the left would actually take him out of arc. If it does, that is certainly, and it seems like it does, and then that is probably the right choice. And there he is, in that precise sweet spot that we have been talking about. At range 1, out of arc. So no TLT shots whatsoever for the Ghost. Actually, no attacks whatsoever for the
Yeah.
Ghost. And this is a huge advantage for Sasha right now.
I'm actually quite surprised that Inaldra is still facing in that direction and didn't turn the other way around to get
Right,
out of the battle.
I didn't even see Naldra move, but yes, that is an interesting choice.
So maybe, I don't know, if Inaldra can get some TLT shots from the Ghost. I don't know if it's...
It certainly looks like it is range 3.
yeah.
So in this case, Inaldra will probably take all 4 TLT shots. So there's some debate going on, but no, it seems like the combat phase is about to start. So the first thing we'll see is Denga's shot into Biggs.
Looks like 1 blank, 1 focus, 1 hit. Spends 1 focus for 2 hits. And gets a target lock, which he
spends the target lock
immediately,
and
which you can do 3
Yes,
hits.
that is exactly what you want. Biggs gets
1 evade,
looks
1
like-
focus, so he dodges 1, loses 1 shield.
right. Has to spend the focus anyway. The interesting thing is, what I didn't quite get out here is why the Ghost did not reduce the amount of attack dice. Or is that range 1 too big? It doesn't look like. But it's really difficult to see from here. So-
Yeah, like we said, he can shoot with the TLT on Inaldra, which is not that good.
Yeah, that was an absolutely unnecessary risk to take with an Aldra. I mean, you get a free shot on a 0 agility ship, which you absolutely want to destroy.
But still, you just
I'm not
want...
sure if it's worth it.
No, definitely not. She just has to stay alive as long as possible to support the other 2 ships with focus, which especially Fen Rao absolutely needs. He just needs his second action for something else, like when he has to do a barrel roll, has to do a boost, whatsoever. Looks like 1 hit and 2 focus.
In this case, there's almost no reason not to spend the focus. If you get Inaldra down, the list is weakened considerably.
So Kevin Backfire 84 is saying in the stream in the chat that he has to be in favor of Sasha here because he basically is the inventor of that list, the SWAT list with Dengar, Fenra, and Inaldra. So far, facing Kane and Sprite is looking quite good for Sasha.
Okay, that must have been Big's shot into Dengar, takes a shield, has to spend the focus.
Biggs
Dengar-
loses 1 more shield.
I think Dengar just lost 1 to Biggs.
Oh, okay. Biggs lost 1 as well, okay. So, and Dengar loses 1 shield.
So there goes Inaldra's shield. First TLT shot into Inaldra. And first open damage card for Inaldra.
So stress for everybody.
Seems to be stress for everybody.
Yeah,
which
stress
is-
for Naldra, so stress for everybody. It's okay. Could have been worse.
Well, this is not really what you want to see, because
No,
at that point now it's really difficult to get Inaldra into a position where she first can produce focus again, but not be cleared off by the next round of TLT fire.
She still has a lot of green maneuvers, especially with the title. The light psych title gives you all banks are green maneuvers.
So at that point, it would probably even pay off for the Rebel player to continue on its path straight down with the Ghost, because the left banks are pretty much barred for Inaldra because of the rock. She can't risk going on the rock right now. It's a 50% chance of losing the ship.
Yeah.
So she probably has to turn away to the right-hand side, so she won't be able to make range 1 for the Ghost if the Ghost goes a sufficient distance downward.
Thing is, you could also do a forward maneuver.
Well,
And
even
then-
Ghost 3 straight.
Goes 3 straight,
Seems like
and-
something that would be useful.
And then hoping to be in that sweet spot you mentioned before, like out of arc in range 1, depending on how Sebastian chooses to fly the Ghost next turn.
The question is actually if a 3 straight bumps Dengar, which
Could be.
could be.
And so maybe just the 2 forward is an option here, or 2 bank to the right, 1 bank to the right. I guess that are the only options Inadra has. Yeah, I think Sasha forgot to shoot with Inadra actually on the Ghost.
Or we just missed it.
Yeah, because Kevin is asking as well
Okay, yeah.
in,
well,
in
it
the
looks
chat.
like. Ghost is still at 4 shields, yeah.
So what do you think? What is the Ghost going to do?
Well, considering that taking down an Aldra is something that the Rebel player now has the opportunity to do so, I think they should follow up with that plan and drive the Ghost straight downward. 3 forward would be something that would probably be my maneuver. Would have the added benefit that after that round you can do the 5k. The base would not clear the rock on the lower left side, but the template surely would, and then the 5k template is long enough so you can do that.
Can the Ghost do a 4 forward?
The Ghost can do 4 forward as far as I know.
Could be an option here maybe.
Not sure if the 4 forward actually puts it on the rock, but maybe not. The problem with doing a 4 forward is that you absolutely lose the connection with Biggs. With 3 forward, Biggs can 3 bang and might just still be in range 1. Ghost could do a 1 forward to bump, but that is...
I don't know if maybe she won't bump.
It looks like it might clear, and
Yeah.
if it does, then you're in a heap of trouble.
Yeah. What do you expect Dengar to do next round? He cannot sloop.
Cannot do the right sloop because he's
Yeah.
stressed.
Cannot do the left one because there's the rock.
Right.
I don't. One hard left is
one-
also could be difficult because of that set rock.
One hard left is definitely an option. It would, I'm pretty sure, would clear the rock, and would maybe give Dengar a really good shot at Biggs. Fenrau is even a little more difficult because he definitely can't turn around right now. So probably run away for a turn and come back around later. Stay clear of range 2 of the TLT. So break off with a long bank maneuver, whatever screen. I don't play screen.
Yeah. Oh, so he goes for the 2 bank to the right side.
Well, that is interesting as well. And
Also a
No.
good spot to be for maybe the 5k next round, I don't know.
that should just barely still work out. Difficult to tell from that perspective. Inaldra tried to disengage, but will probably not have a chance at that position. So now there's almost no room for Dengar to go. Good maneuver with Biggs. Maybe the best thing Dengar can do is just... Oh, he does the one left.
He was trying to, yeah.
Yeah.
Which if he wouldn't have bumped into Biggs, I think that wouldn't be on the asteroid. But now it's not a good position because the rock is
You're
even
in the
more in the
rear
way.
arc of the ghost, you don't have an action, which is acceptable because you have the focus anyway. But you won't have the return shots. So
Yeah.
one of the primary benefits of flying Dengar in the first place.
Which is crucial thing for Dengar to have the enemy in arc.
Plus, it looks like the exact position where he was blocked will not allow him to fly the one left hard next turn. Neither can he do the 2 sloop. So let's see what Finrao is doing.
He's clearing his stress with the 2 bank to the right.
Yeah, but that is certainly not the position he will stay in.
No, definitely not.
So what could work is...
I don't think a barrel roll will fit. Neither put him would put Biggs in arc. Boost could be an option.
I think he has to do a barrel roll to the outside just to leave range 2
Oh yeah,
for the
yeah.
ghost. At the moment he's at range 2 in arc, that is not a position Finrao wants to be in.
No,
So he has to play defensively here. Take the barrel roll to the outside, leave range 2, and then try to come back another day and be aggressive again. He takes the boost maneuver, which I hope takes him out of range 2.
Yeah, should maybe. I think the barrel roll we mentioned would have been maybe the better option.
So we'll see. Dengar has a range 1 shot at the ghost. Although there's still plenty of shields, so that is okay.
Doesn't seem to be range 1 because he just rolled 3.
Or Kanan spent the focus to reduce
Oh
the attack
yeah,
range.
sure. So and that's 3 damage, and you got 1 shield left on the ghost.
Right.
Still 11 hit points to chew through.
The ghost is a tanky beast. It takes quite a bit of time to take it down. Even with 0 agility. And it has such an offensive potential. Especially with the shuttle being docked. So now it's a... Finrao won't have a shot at all. Now it's a tough choice for the ghost player. Because he has 3 juicy targets at the moment. A range 1 shot into Dengar is something that is really nice, especially since there will be no return shot. A range 2 shot into Finrao is something you basically cannot miss either. And killing Nadra is also a sweet deal.
The best thing, in my opinion, and as someone who has played that exact list for a long time, he just has to get the safe kill, getting another out of the game.
It looks
like Dengar.
It was a primary on Finrao because now he spent the target lock. So that's 3 hits, and Fen only evades 2 by spending the focus. Oh, there's a crit in there. Not sure what that is.
On another? Why did-
okay, that was a shot on Inadra then.
With the primary on Inara.
then I don't understand the reroll, because the target lock is definitely on Fen Rao. Oh no, the crit is on Fen Rao.
Oh, the crit is on Fen Rao. Okay.
It's probably Shaken Pilot, so now we're doing the TLT into an outrun. That's probably the same way I would have done it. And okay, that is a lucky TLT roll, and everything short of 3 naturally made will take an outrun out of the game. So Sasha lost in Aldra, and Sasha took one first hit on Fen Rao. Looking good for Sebastian right now.
Yeah. I mean, as a player of the SWAT list, you expect Inara, if she gets shots from the opponent, to die rather quick. That's the thing. He shouldn't have turned her in.
I also don't understand why Sasha offered her up. I mean, yeah, it would have been... No, I think it was unnecessary. It wasn't even to distract from the other 2 targets, because the other 2 targets are actually pretty hard if you fly them decently.
Yeah. He just should have put her out of the game for just spending focus and just supporting focus. So I could imagine Sebastian doing a 5k with Kanan now. I think that should fit. Get her back into the game. Or just like hiding around and hammering TLTs down on Sasha's ships.
I mean, there's basically 2 options, and the one option is really doing the 5k and re-engage full head-on and try, when the re-engagement happens, probably next turn, probably the turn after, to have Biggs close again, to act as a shield for the Ghost.
Sure.
The other thing that he could do is just fly slow and utilize his rear arc. That actually, if he does that, he needs to block Fen Rao's good maneuvers with Biggs again, which he can absolutely do right now. Biggs does a hard 2 over to the right, and most of Fen Rao's maneuvers that would actually get the arc back onto the Ghost, so he gets that crucial return shot, and they will all be denied. So I fully expect to see either of the 2. If I was the SWAT player right now, I would probably try not to play that game and fly Fen Rao off first, create a focus for both of them, and then to the sloop over to the right, even if it's red.
Yeah. The thing is, Fen is in a bad position for going into battle, for engaging, and also is kind of in the way for Dengar. So he has to move away. So it means to disengage, maybe. Like a 4 forward, 3 forward, make a boost, get back from the other side, back into the combat again.
A boost is probably not. You want to create the focus.
Oh yeah, right. Nadra's gone. Yeah, poor Nadra.
So I guess Fen has to play Nadra for a couple of turns to help Dengar get back into position. And the interesting thing about Dengar is that he absolutely has the offensive power of 2 full ships. And
he just has to get the arc. That is really important for him, and which is kind of difficult now.
We saw the short maneuver from the Ghost, and we are seeing a strange maneuver from Biggs, because this maneuver will not be able to block.
It will not block, and it will bring him into range 1 of the Ghost.
But the 1 hard is not possible, and the 2 hard is... Well, the 2 hard might just clear that rock. I would need to be at the table to absolutely tell for sure.
But in my opinion, it would be way too risky to do that. If you stay on the rock, cannot shoot, maybe lose another shield, getting maybe 4 TLT shots. Only best outcome is 1 focus to have for defense.
So he didn't do the Fen gets out of the way. He actually tried the hard one. That is not a maneuver I would have tried,
No.
especially since it takes me on the rock anyway. And now he's even blocked on the rock, and if he's really unlucky, next turn he'll be on the rock as well.
You think he's bumping? Looks like he's bumping before even coming close to the rock.
So, but then the only maneuver that will avoid clipping the rock next turn is maybe again another hard one, and maybe that again will be blocked by bigs.
Yeah, we probably would go for the hard 2 next round.
So the hard one left is not the ideal, or has not been the ideal maneuver.
And I think that this was the worst option to choose for Danger, the hard one. Because
I think so too. As long as it's not a hard one from Fenrana to and that is exactly what he does. Does it fit? Or maybe just barely. Oh, it does. Okay. That is a really aggressive playstyle.
It's just like
Sasha,
a paper-thin gap between Fenrao and Dengar here.
I'm not sure. I mean, it will pay off in terms of he will have a really good shot into bigs. But on the other hand, I think the safe play would have been get Fenrao out of the way, do the 2 sloop, re-engage with the arc of Dengar facing forward.
Yeah.
And not play the game with the ghost that it now can absolutely play with you. That will be a primary plus 2 TLT shots into Dengar, and this is really not... Dengar is not that strong defensively.
So, 2 dice.
Looks like
Kanan reducing 1.
Exactly. Looks like Dengar's primary into the ghost.
Yeah,
Kanan
looks like 1
reduces
hit and 1 focus, and then you're thinking about saving the focus. No, he does not. He spends it for 2 hits on the ghost. So there goes the last shield. Yeah, and
now we'll see. That is a shot that Fen really loves. It's a range 1 shot with focus. It's someone who doesn't shoot back. Yeah, sure, it must be range 1. Range is measured across a large base at an angle considerably less steep than 45 degrees, and then that is range 1.
mathematics skill.
It's the only thing I can do.
So that is 2 hits, turning a focus into 1. That's 2
And
focus.
That is 2 eyeballs turned into 2 evades.
So
Bix loses 1 hull.
yeah.
Not a big deal. That is a pretty fortunate outcome for the Rebel player. Now let's see. Measures range. Fenrao will be at range 3. It's probably not the best idea to try to engage Fenrao at that distance. Especially if it's absolutely possible to really put the hurt into Dengar.
Yeah. I think he's shooting on Fenrao.
Interesting. I mean, the thing is, you really have to think 2 to 3 turns ahead in this situation. If you are the ghost player, you will have to turn the corner sometime. I mean, you can delay a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 turns, but at that point you have to. And if Dengar is still alive at that point, he will absolutely hammer your flag.
The thing is, you have to get shots on Dengar when he does not have you in arc.
Right.
So that's 3 hits on
It looks like
Fenrao.
that was Fenrao.
With auto thrusters. He's safe. So TLT now. Maybe thinking about switching targets now and shooting TLT on Dengar.
always a really tough call, especially if you have the target lock on the other target. So a couple of interesting decisions here. Now let's
Biggs
see.
is on 3 hull. Okay. Good. Thanks.
Let's see.
And has shield from RTGT. Okay, yeah. I forgot about that. So basically, is 1 shield on Biggs, or just
Well, this
3 hull?
seems to be. It looks like there's 1 shield over there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, now we missed the TLT shots, but since it looks like he has fired the TLT into Van Rao, I fully expect that we didn't miss anything important. Interesting decision not to like unload into Dengar.
Maybe they just shield off Zap from the Phantom shuttle.
But then was 2, right?
So maybe this.
That looks
Yes.
like the combination card of R2D2
Oh yeah,
and
the
integrated
oh yeah,
Astromech.
you're right. From the 14th anniversary event,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly that one.
And this is Biggs probably, so it's just 3 hull left.
Oh, that's nice of them giving us a better view at the cards.
Too kind, too kind. It just looks probably the Zeparelius shields.
I think
Maybe.
actually Zeparelius is over there, and
You just forgot to put
maybe
shields
he didn't
on
put
it.
shields on.
So basically, it is 1 shield on Biggs.
So, back to dials. What can this gun player do? Can either try to do a very narrow hard with Dengar again, like a hard one, or say, well, I don't care about the asteroid, and Fen will get me a focus anyway. I already have a target lock.
Yeah.
So I probably don't need the action and then just go for a better position. Because the hard one, I think Biggs might be able to block that.
Yeah, I definitely would try to block with Biggs now. Not going after the ghost to protect the ghost. Just keeping maybe as blocker. He can regen and then maybe later get back when the ghost needs more protection.
So let's see, exactly. So that is another short maneuver for the ghost to keep everyone in its rear arc. And now we'll see, because that gives Fan Rao the chance in 2 rounds to hit the flank of the ghost. Long straight with a boost now, although no, probably not.
Straight with Van Rao?
Yeah,
I don't
straight,
think
but
that's
not-
possible because of the
Not-
rock.
not,
Yeah.
not long enough. Maybe 3 straight. That should put him before the rock. Should still be range 3 to the ghost, which is what Fan Rao is relatively safe. Oh, there was the hard 2 for Biggs, so this is exactly the maneuver I was talking about, to block the hard 1 left for Dengar. And he was smarter than that and
Yeah, just
took
going
his
over.
chance with the asteroid, did the long sweeping bank, took on for a much better position.
But now, I think it was like probably the best option for him, but still puts him under a lot of pressure if he's going to get the rear arc shot from the ghost. I'm not.
Takes 1 over the asteroid, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but the problem is, in this situation, he can actually afford to do that. The correct choice last turn, not sure if the correct choice, but had the rebel player attacked Dengar last turn, that would have now been a much riskier move. At the moment, Dengar is still sufficiently supplied with shields and hull to weather the storm for one more turn. And I'm not sure if he is in arc and can get a return shot. Doesn't really look like.
For Ragulzor, Timo is in the top 16 card. So
that is Fenrau into Biggs.
3 hits.
Or Dengar into Biggs. Dengar into Biggs, probably. Oh, and that could mean the end of Biggs.
That's 2.
Looks like lose 1 shield, lose 1 hull. There comes Fenrau, 5 dice attack. Looks
Spends
like
the focus.
4 hits to me. And Biggs gets 1 natural evade. And
that's like 2 hits and a crit.
And the crit will he will eject R2D2 for the crit.
So
Biggs
he's
is
down
barely
to
alive, 1 hull.
So he's down to 1 hull.
Yeah.
Right.
And lost all opportunity to regen shields.
Oh, wait a second. That was wrong.
And here's the point. If we would have had 3 or 4 damage into Dengar last turn, now it would be absolutely possible to kill Dengar. And then would be Fenrau against then it would be the Ghost against Fenrau.
And that's an uphill battle for Fenrau. He cannot stand with only 1 focus that he cannot spend for the attack. He cannot hold that long enough for the Ghost to go down.
He loses most of his ability, most of his mobility, and that looks like 2 shields off Dengar from the rear arc shot by the Ghost. Surely we will see. Okay, it doesn't seem to be an arc, so no return shot.
Yeah, gets the
We'll see
target
2
lock.
more TLT. Oh, that is Biggs first now. Oh,
I don't know what did he roll? It's like
2 hits.
2 hits.
Still, that takes him down to 3. So the TLTs won't kill him this turn, but this is certainly not what you want as a Dengar player.
No, definitely not. So that's
First TLT. It looks like a lot of paint.
yeah. So that's
Okay,
he spends
so
the focus for 3 hits.
Right.
So
And we'll see. And that is a lot of paint as well.
so
3
that's
hits.
like 2.
So Dengar is down to 1.
Could have been dead already.
Not to hammer that point in too much, but yes. Could have and probably should have.
He cannot hear us, so it's not like we're rubbing it under his nose. I mean, it's always like if you're just watching a game, commenting it. It's always
It is so much
easier
simpler than
yeah.
when you're actually at the table. And so now, an interesting problem for the Dengar player. He basically needs to break up the attack. The Ghost can afford to do another 1 straight before turning into the corner. It's the absolute last option.
A 1 straight 4? Dengar?
No, the Ghost will try to keep Dengar in rear arc, so the Ghost cannot do like the.
Oh, you mean the
hard
one arc?
to.
Okay.
This is what I was talking earlier about when I said, well, you have to think 2 or 3 turns in advance. You need to have a plan for turning the corner with a Ghost. And now I'm interested to see what Sebastian's plan actually was. It looks to me like he could do another 1 forward and then do a 1 hard next turn, which the Ghost can do, although it's red. Or he does a 1 bank now, but he absolutely needs Arc on Dengar, because Biggs will probably not be able to finish the job. Biggs will die before he has a chance to shoot Dengar.
Like he's supposed to. He's living quite long, actually.
Well, it was a regenerating base.
Oh yeah, you're right. How much time? Yeah, good question. I just was about to check on the time, so I'm gonna go to the main hall and check the time. And
All right.
I'll be back in a sec.
So Big's going in for the block again with a 3 heart. This will deny Dengar all the left banks and all the left turns as well. And he breaks up with the Ghost. So if it's not a TLT shot he can get on Dengar, then he won't be able to get him at all. Interesting to see what Dengar will do. So Fenrau first.
You got the time? Yeah, back again, and it's 23 minutes left on the clock.
So we absolutely will see a dead Biggs here. And Biggs went in for the block for Dengar, and Sebastian turned the corner. So the only thing he can do is TLT at that point. And we'll see. Oh, Dengar. I guess I would have done a hard one over to the right to get him out of there. But he absolutely wants to get the last out of Dengar attack-wise. So going in for the full shot, including the return shot on the TLT, which will surely come, and most probably take Dengar out.
Yeah, we're probably gonna see a dead Biggs and a dead Dengar here in this round.
Right. So where does it leave us points-wise? Dengar is down by half already. The Ghost is 1 point more than half. And
take a look at the list. So Dengar is 52 points worse.
So already 26 lost. Biggs will be lost, but he's 29 in this matchup. The half the Ghost will be lost, which is interestingly exactly the same amount as Dengar.
Inaldra is already dead. Total 14 pounds.
Which, if we go with the current pricing policy of FFG, 14 pounds for Inaldra is probably. Oh no, she comes in the big box, right?
Yeah, she's about 70. Most expensive 6 so far.
So interesting. So we'll see Dengar on the Ghost. Target lock.
So target
looks
lock,
like
3 hits.
Maybe hit crit. That could have been avoided if Dengar was already dead. Okay. Oh, it's 2 crits actually, which we can't tell from here. Alright.
Okay, so
And now Fenrau is about to kill Biggs. See, 5 dice.
looks like a focus there, definitely.
I mean, 3 is already enough. You don't need any extra for a 2 agility ship on 1 hull. And it looks like Biggs goes down.
And I think he forgot that he has to spend the focus because of the hotshot co-pilot.
I don't know. I only see 1 token, and you surely had 2. So we'll see Dengar being killed off, and a return shot from Dengar, which is another
3 hits.
3 hits. And now the Ghost is probably low enough. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 crits. So the ghost should be down to 3 hull now, and this is actually enough for Fenrau to just kill the ghost. So not taking out Dengar when he had the chance has cost him dearly and probably lost him the match.
Yeah. That is really something that I didn't see coming. Like this turnaround of events. So auto thruster
a
is
little bit of TLT action, but as long as Fenrau
the
doesn't
focus, just dodges it.
This is exactly how you have to tackle Kanan's Pride. You need to get the ghost down to a point where you can dive into the TLT range, which is really dangerous, and kill it. And then oftentimes it can be PS killed pretty easily.
I'm gonna take a look what the crits are.
What the crits are. Be quick. It might not be important.
So one is structure damage, so meaning all.
Which is of no consequence.
It means like all you get is crits, right?
Oh, that's the one.
I don't know if it's called structural damage in English. Anyway, so all hits now basically are crits, and the other one is I already forgot. Verstörter Pilot. I don't know what's that in English.
I think it's shaken pilot.
Shaken pilot skill, yeah.
No straight maneuvers. Yeah, that's really tough. I guess the only thing that Sebastian now really can do is try to get a range 2 engagement. Probably eject the shuttle. Try to get a range 2 engagement with the shuttle as well.
Oh yeah.
And then hope for excellent dice, and Fenrau just has 1 focus token. So I'd say 2 hard left with the ghost, and but then you and probably a 2 hard right detached shuttle. Let's see if that works.
Oh yeah, major hull breach is the thing. Yeah, Biggs is down as well. Sorry. Here we go. He's down. Killed.
So what options does Fenrau have? Does he have a 3-turn?
Yes, he does.
And probably a 3-turn is the right thing to do, because that effectively denies the range 2 engagement with the TLT, and even see if he does a 2-turn, it might. No, even that would be range 3.
Maybe one thing to do is
let's see if we see the shuttle ejected, and I would definitely recommend to do that.
Okay, takes an action to flip the crit face down, so no major hull breach anymore.
Still thinking about the shuttle eject.
I think you
Well, technically, he just took an action. Can you eject the shuttle? I think it has to be done after you finish your maneuver, which is definitely before taking an action. Oh, a bit nitpicky with the rules here, but
maybe we won't see a shuttle at all in this round.
guess Sebastian is thinking about maybe he can get away with not ejecting the shuttle. If Fen Rao does a hard 2 and not a hard 3, then he basically can't boost to get arc.
Oh, he's doing the hard 2. Oh no!
Oh, he's doing the T-roll.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe you just...
Sometimes you just get greedy.
I don't think if that is not just too risky.
It might be, especially since the shot is obstructed.
He has no modification.
I'm not sure if it's range 2 or range 3, because that is the
Oh, it's
question.
like the 2 focus. It was
Okay, nothing at all. Then it was
absolutely
probably too
not
risky.
worth it. Not worth
but
it at
see
all.
what would have happened if the shuttle had been ejected. It would have been a perfectly lined up shot. Shuttle too hard.
Oh, it's like 3 hits, I guess. I'm not sure. TLT. Obstructed. Obstructed or not, that's a question I guess they're debating here.
I mean, surely it must be obstructed, right? Although,
Well, they decided that it's not.
okay. That doesn't look so good.
It's like nothing. No. Target lock.
3.
3 hits. 12 minutes left.
And that is definitely one hull off Fen Rao.
So he's down to 2.
Yeah, with 2 more TLT shots coming in.
Yeah.
And it actually looks like it is range 2 because there's only...
Target lock for. Okay, 1 hit.
Although no, he's doing auto thrusters, right?
Yeah.
He did that on the first, so then
1 hit as well.
actually with the TLT it doesn't even matter if it's range 2 or 3, does it? At that
It
angle,
does.
you get auto thrusters anyway.
It does not, yeah.
Alright.
Just has to be out of arc. So my guess will be now hard, a straight 2 with Fen, depending on the ghost, maybe getting hard left to just trying to hammer down Fen.
Well, the ghost has only 3 hits left. If Fen does a hard... well, with Fen I would probably do 2 straight, because there is pretty much no chance that the ghost can block that. And then you're in range 1, and yeah, and then you just killed.
So I'm quite excited to see what Sebastian is going to do with the ghost now. Maybe you can try to fit in between those rocks and go straight ahead. Maybe get some range, or maybe even a rock in between him and Fen Rao, trying to survive and just hammer 4 TLT shots down. Maybe we'll see the shuttle now.
Well,
The thing is, like, you basically would just want to have the shuttle docked in the ghost as long as possible for the 4 rounds of TLT shots.
so much. Fen Rao still has
2 hits,
2 hull left.
2 hull left, yeah.
That's tricky.
Yeah, it is. So if both ships can shoot at each other, the ghost with the TLT, Fen Rao with his primary weapon, depending on what range he can shoot at. If it's not range 1, then it's like a 50-50% chance that maybe either the ghost dies or Fenrir goes down from the TLTs.
Exactly. I was just gonna say, you do the 4 straight with the
Yeah.
ghost.
Yeah.
You take the double focus. You hope that Fenrir doesn't come into range 1, because if he doesn't, you take away one of his dice and you live.
Yeah. So now it all depends on what Fen is going to do now.
I still would detach the shuttle. Probably with the 1 bank, because that gives you more. It basically doubles the range 2 band. Because then you have the shuttle at range 1 of the ghost, and then the shuttle's range 2, and after that the ghost range 2. Although again, well, that's only TLT, but you want Fenrir to be in range 2 because of Kanan's ability. Still clinging to that shuttle.
So this round is really exciting now, and it can depend who is going to the top 8 cut.
I mean, the really fun thing would have been to get the shuttle to a block. But it doesn't really look like that has been possible.
Maybe with can you detach the shuttle with like a 3 hard out of the back of the ghost?
The shuttle might have a 3 hard, but I'm pretty sure it's red at that point. So let's see. So that is definitely range 2. So
Yeah, target lock
Fenrir
focus. He
will
needs the
only-
3 hits.
No, he needs crits. Oh, why is not? Why couldn't his attack dice be reduced? Oh, that is what's happening right now.
Ah, okay.
This is exactly what I meant. So Fenrir can't kill the ghost except with crits, because he will not be rolling enough dice.
So basically the ghost is now down to 1 hull, right?
Should be. So now they're checking rear arc, and they say Fenrir is not in arc, which I think 2. So it's TLTs again. First TLT,
Target
lock.
2 hits. Auto thrusters
Thrusters.
seems to be safe. That's the second one. Now that's third. Auto thrusters.
So doesn't he have another focus to spend?
Doesn't seem like it. Focus again.
Oh, okay, there is another hit.
Okay, so he's down to 1 hull.
That end game is a thriller. I also guess that time must be running out pretty soon. So
Yeah.
at the point
It
where
has to be like maximum 5 minutes now.
exactly 5 minutes right now. So now Sebastian will most probably lose the ghost. At which point Sasha is in the lead. So Sebastian has no choice. Now he has to kill Fenrir with the shuttle.
Only thing is, so is there a chance that the ghost can stay out of Fenrir's arc and still be able to shoot TLTs on Fenrir?
I mean, the big rock is in a good position to do that. So if the ghost just goes
Like
straight forward again,
Or like a 3
There's-
bank, something like that?
now free bang, then Fenrir can do maybe a 1 heart boost. 1 heart to the left, then boost in between.
Yeah, but he
those
does
asteroids.
the 3 bank
He
left.
does- I would have tried the 4. But then now you must detach the shuttle. It is. Although I do keep saying that, right? And so far, Sebastian has proven me wrong. And again, he doesn't.
He does.
He is happy
But-
with the shuttle coming out.
Why does he only get
Damage.
one focus? With a recon specialist, he should get 2.
Beats me. I don't know. Oh no! For his action, no, he has the target lock because of his CS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Oh, oh, okay, now we get it. The ghost took evades, that's why. Those are not focus tokens.
Okay, so he got the focus from Ray. If
okay.
does he still have focus on Ray?
Thanks, Cloud and Timo. I don't think he has any focus left on Ray, but I'm not sure.
Well, again, at this point, I probably would have not taken. Oh no, he
Here
detreasures the shuttle.
comes the shuttle.
Oh, not with the too hard, but the. So if Fan Rao does what I suggested and turns up and then boosts into the corner, he will not be in arc of the shuttle. Let's see what he does. And if he does, then the shuttle also doesn't really have an opportunity to turn in the turn after. So if Fan Rao dialed in the 1 hard left, I guess that is game.
The 1 hard left and then boost that.
Exactly.
But then does he have a target lock? No. Target lock is from the ghost. He does the hard one, okay.
And now he has to boost, and this is exactly what I was talking about,
Ah,
which
that's-
as the ghost player you should have seen coming. Because now that denies the shot on the shuttle.
Oh, this looks like at least
It
2
is
hits.
3 hits, so the ghost is killed. And at that point you get no return shot whatsoever.
So 1 minute left.
And because of the shuttle maneuver, I really don't understand the 1 bank.
Yeah, me neither.
So I would have done the 4 straight with the ghost, and then done the 1 bank with the shuttle, because then the shuttle would have exactly now a range 2 shot on Fan Rao with his primary weapon, with a focus, and Fan Rao would have had no actions because he needed to do the boost. And that would have been a chance to win the game. Now, I don't see that happening. Especially with
So
the one bank detach maneuver now, well, the only thing you can do with the shuttle now, if they are playing another round, which it looks like they are doing, the shuttle, I think it can do a 1 hard, but it's red. And Fan Rao can either do 1 hard and just kill the shuttle outright.
Risky. With 1 hull left, the shuttle only needs 1 lucky shot.
The shuttle won't have an action. And he gets a free evade from the title.
So one thing you could do is like do a 3 hard left with.
Oh, the shuttle's doing the K turn. That is not nearly aggressive enough.
No. Can you imagine doing Fan Rao, the 3 hard 1 turn, boost out of range, and then it's game.
Yeah, that would be a smart choice. And let's see. No,
Oh, no.
we have
Oh,
observed
no, he's getting
both players not always doing
Oh man, this
what we
is.
expect. But
Can he
he
like
would-
barrel roll out of arc?
no, but he will just token up. It should be fine. The shot might even be obstructed. And the shuttle, without any modifications, will probably... I mean, the odds are really in favor of the shuttle.
Off Fan Rao, yeah. So I
May-
personally,
may-
I think I would try to barrel roll like here in front of the asteroid, being obstructed and definitely obstructed, and maybe even.
He's trying to get the range.
the range, okay, for the auto thrusters.
Thing is that moves his the corner of his base a little bit over to the right, that barrel roller, so the shot is not obstructed any longer, but it is okay. That is game.
That's nothing. Okay, so SWAT wins. Sasha wins with Fenrau holding on one hull. Really exciting game, up and
Very
down.
close to.
Yeah.
Could have gone either way a couple of times, and seen very interesting, very good tactical choices on both sides. I've
Yeah.
seen
The-
interesting tactical choices on both sides.
Yes, but the hard one in the round before, that last round, the hard one left and the boost, that was just game that absolutely was the right choice to do.
Exactly. And Sebastian should have seen that coming, should have countered it.
Yeah, the only
Either
thing.
didn't see that coming or opted not to counter it, and as a result, he lost the game.
Yeah. Good. Okay, thank you very much for having you on the stream here again.
Thanks for having me on the show.
So what are you going to do next? Are playing some other games, Hangar Bay, whatever?
I think I will dabble a little bit into trying out the space race game.
Oh, yeah, nice.
That is going on downstairs in half an hour, and after that I will probably retire and go.
Okay, yeah. Good, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And yeah, we see. Are you going home then, or are you staying for a bit?
We'll see. It also depends a little bit on what the family says.
Okay, I get that. Good. Okay, folks. So unfortunately, I cannot do an interview with one of the players after this game because the judge needs to talk to me about something. I don't know why. So we don't have time for that. And just tune in for the next round. Would be probably in like 15 minutes, and see. Then we might have Mark or Felician from the AgroMech Berlin podcast as the co-host here. Thank you very much again, and thank you for watching. Hope you all tune in for the next round, and see you in a couple of minutes.
See you guys.